who's looking to get back into form. Up towards Spalding, couldn't complete the mark. Lovell gives it out. Now a chance for the Demons through Beveridge, and the mark has been taken. Here's Bennett, just 30 metres out, almost directly in front.
He's a big worry to North Melbourne too, Bennett, playing at full forward. Has the height advantage over Michael Martin, 196 centimetres to 189. He's kicked 18 goals for the season and has been kicking very accurately.
Let's see how he can start Melbourne off today. It looks pretty good. There's a goal to the Demons. Bennett 1, Melbourne 1.
Yes, as I said, Sandy, he's kicked 18 goals, 5 for the season, averaging nearly 5 goals a match. And I think he's well on his way to 100 goals for the season, big Darren Bennett, especially playing here at the MCG. An excellent mark in front, strong pair of hands. Michael Martin just didn't have the height to punch that ball away, and his kicking has improved immensely in front of goal.
Job tagging Wayne Schwash. The kick by Glenn Lovett into the goal square. Marking contest, 2-on-2. The ball hits the ground, or trying to crash his way through. Beveridge is a chance. Left foot shot by Beveridge is another goal to Melbourne. Great roving in the forward line by Luke Beveridge, and a lovely snapshot with the left foot gets Melbourne's second goal. Demons 2-1, North yet to score.
Well, Robbo, it wasn't so much a roving there. It was Michael Martin's mistake. As we have a look at this in replay, Martin gets possession of the ball. A beautiful hand pass, unfortunately, to the opposition. And Beveridge had no problem swinging that one across his body for that goal.
Not effective. Viney, a chance, almost back on the wing. Todd Viney, stab pass. This is effective. Jackson gives it back to Viney. Long and low in towards full forward. Well, Todd Viney has been a form player for Melbourne, and Darren Cuthbertson now has the opportunity to finish off the good work set up by Viney.
Yes, Viney has been an excellent player for Melbourne this season, averaging over 19 kicks. And Cuthbertson also has been a good player.
30 metres out. He makes no mistake. Melbourne moved to 3-1. North Melbourne are 2 straight goals.
Yes, Viney has been a top player playing as a ruck rover. There we see he gave that pass off to Jackson and continued to run on, received the hand pass back and delivered it very well into the forward line to Cuthbertson, who finished it off. A magnificent kick for goal. And he's one of the big improvers in the Melbourne side.
Gallagher sets himself for the ruck work against Stynes. Neither takes it. Was Dyson down to Viney. Viney goes steaming towards the 50-metre line, gets away from Larkin, goes up towards full forward, and once again Cuthbertson is there to take the mark.
Well, that's a great mark too, Sandy. A strong mark in front. He's a good mover, this boy.
He's already kicked one.
He's kicked one, but he moves around a lot on that forward line, gives himself a chance. Chandler, no chance there from behind.
Well, he looks a pretty fit young man. He shoots towards goal and kicks his second. So again, it's goal for goal here at the MCG. Melbourne are 4-1, North Melbourne 3 straight.
Yes, well, we are seeing a top game, Sandy. Tremendous day for football. 24 degrees. A good tap out there from Dyson when the bounce didn't favour either of the ruckmen. And Viney, who's having an excellent year. And good to see an injury-free Todd Viney getting the ball quickly down in that forward line, and Cuthbertson playing very well, kicking his second goal.
Oh, tackled hard was German. Gets the hand pass away. Spalding over the top. Opportunity for Dyson. Gives the handball to Stynes. Great play, Stynes. Pass to Owen. Owen goes bang with a long bomb. There's another goal to Melbourne. Great kick, Rodney Owen. Rod Owen gets his first. Melbourne get their 5th. And the Demons are 13 points in front.
Well, brilliant team football there by the Demons. Jimmy Stynes, great vision. He didn't blaze away into that forward line. Here's Jimmy, just chipped the pass over to Rod Owen, and Rod had plenty of time. Beautiful kick from just inside the 50-metre line and sailed right through the middle.
At centre-half forward, Owen with strength. Spalding over the top. Opportunity there for Clark. He's well caught. Still has the football. Kick off the ground by Glenn Lovett. Goal to Jackson. Boy, was that quick. The football was red hot. The players were desperate, but Melbourne's constructive ability to get it into the clear to Ricky Jackson, who got their 6th goal.
Well, it is real precious stuff at the moment. Players are prepared to do the running and doing the hard things. Clark, the top tackle there applied by McRae, and finally spilling out to Ricky Jackson.
The ball's still in the centre. Staritsky can't get out. Ball goes back towards McRae. With desperation, he's held when he didn't have it. No free kick. He goes after it again, McRae. But chipping in is Jackson. Adds a bit of pace, a bit of flair. Owen shoots for goal from 40 metres out and pops it through for another Melbourne goal. So Rod Owen gets his second. It's raining goals. Absolutely at the MCG. 7-1 to 5-1 Melbourne lead.
Oh, it certainly is, Robbo. It's been a magnificent exhibition of football by both sides. At the moment, Melbourne winning the ball out of the centre on that occasion. Finishing off with Owen, who's kicked over 100 goals in his AFL career. A very talented player.
No one able to pick it up cleanly. Brayshaw and Owen. Owen tries a little toe poke out. Jackson farming it wide. Beveridge couldn't take it at the first attempt. He does it the second, and he's kicked another goal. Luke Beveridge has kicked 2, and Melbourne have kicked 8-1 to North Melbourne's 5-1.
Well, it's been a wonderful exhibition of football from both sides. Beveridge, who is a very gutsy little rover for Melbourne. I was impressed with him last season. Hasn't played many games, Luke Beveridge, but look at that. Very clever to get up there and snap that kick for goal on his right boot.
And he's going to go short. Febey drifts into the hole. And Stephen Febey will be kicking from 46 to 47 metres.
Poor checking there by the Kangaroos to let him drift in there, no pressure.
This to level the scores. Drop punts on its way. The kicking for goal has been extraordinary. 18 goals for the quarter and only 2 behind.
The change bench for Melbourne has got those bandages. There's a great mark taken by Brett Lovell. Just holding up there in the air, kick towards full forward. Good mark taken by Bennett.
Well, it was a good lead and a perfectly placed pass by Brett Lovell. After taking that very good mark, position it right on the fast lead from Darren Bennett, and he shouldn't have any problems making the distance. Prolific kick of the football.
Bread and butter stuff for Darren Bennett, these long kicks. Oh dear, I'd like to be tipping winners at the races. Darren Bennett gets his second, and it's another 50-metre plus kick for his second goal. 10-2 to 9-1.
Let's have a look at that pass again from Lovett. And Darren Bennett on that long lead. Not a problem with Darren Bennett from 50 metres as we have a look at him running in. A very good kicking action. That's that right leg right up above his shoulder. Beautiful follow through.
In towards Bennett. Oh, he got up high. He left a player at the back, however. That's going to be another one to Melbourne. Cuthbertson has kicked number 3.
There's the 2 North Melbourne players up there in defence. And that left the Melbourne player down on the ground. There's a free kick from Lovett into that forward line. And Cuthbertson roving perfectly at the back of the pack, kicking his 3rd goal. So he's been very good, Darren Cuthbertson, up in that forward line.
Melbourne going towards half forward. Owen punches it back towards centre half forward. That was a little bit of Leary play, but it comes off because Viney will shoot for goal, and Melbourne get their 12th. Good strong play there by a couple of robust players, and Melbourne through Todd Viney get to a 19-point advantage.
Yes, well played by the Demons. Here's Rod Owen. He knew he was about to be tackled. Went to tap the ball on, and Todd Viney, big and strong as Robbo mentioned, very robust player, able to break those tackles, and a good goal on the right foot.
And he's played pretty well, Kevin Dyson. This is his 14th possession in not quite half a game of football.
And he kicks long and high up towards the forward line. Who's going past? Todd Viney was there. Oh, it's another one. What a kick by Beveridge. He's kicked 3. And Melbourne moved to 13-5, 18-point leaders over North, who are 10-5.
As for Melbourne, just with the advantage at the moment, Kevin Dyson, an excellent game playing in the centre of the ground. A long kick into that forward line. Beveridge, a player who flew and then backed it up on the ground. A very clever player is Luke Beveridge, and plenty of guts and determination to go with it.
Viney. Now Todd Viney can have a run here. Could have easily had another bounce and gone almost to the 50-metre line, but no need. Good mark. Taken by Rocket Owen.
Yes, well, they got the ball quickly down into that forward line. And Rod Owen falling back. And Brayshaw giving her a little bit of a hurry up after he'd taken the mark.
Owen going for number 3. From 40 metres, straight through the middle. 3 goals to Rod Owen. He kicked 2 in the first term, and again Melbourne open up that 3-goal break.
And Rod Owen has a very good kicking action, that goal. Keeps his head right over the ball. Not much margin for error, but he keeps the ball close to the boot as he delivers the ball. An excellent kicking action at goal, and a very good pick-up by Melbourne, a former St Kilda player. Well, he had no trouble making the distance from about 55 metres out and running into that open goal. And they're the things he must capitalise on.
Owen chips in and takes a good mark on the 50-metre line. And that kick by Brayshaw dropping short. But Rod Owen summing up the situation quite well. He hasn't had many kicks, Rod Owen. 5 kicks and 5 hand passes. But more importantly, he's kicked 3 goals and 3 goals straight. Not a bad kick by Owen. Got the distance? Yes, it's his 4th. And close to half-time, Melbourne have a 20-point advantage, 15-7 to 12-5.
Well, as I said earlier, that kicking action of Rod Owen is almost perfect. Very little margin for error. And a kick from Rod Owen coming from maybe just outside that 50-metre mark. 53 metres he would have been kicking that from, and made the distance quite easily.
Able to get the hand pass away, so the tackle was ineffective. Stynes, a good pickup, goes back towards Glenn Lovett. Glenn Lovett from just forward of the centre, in towards full forward, and a clean mark taken by Cuthbertson. And he's a very, very impressive young player for Melbourne, is this boy.
Yes, he looks good, doesn't he, Robbo? Only 21 years of age. Just a little nudge there, keeping Ross Smith out of the contest. Clean grab.
So very important kick for both sides. Cuthbertson early in the 3rd quarter kicks his 4th. 4 goals won to Darren Cuthbertson, 4 goals straight to Rod Owen, and Melbourne lead by 26 points.
He was named in the centre in the team lineups, but Stretch there just fumbling a little bit. He hasn't been too sure with his hands today, Stephen Stretch. Glenn Lovett, a long kick into the forward line, and there it is, Ross Smith just nudged slightly out of position. Cuthbertson taking the mark and kicking his 4th goal.
Well, seem just a little rattled. Stynes and Melbourne doing the bulk of the attacking, and the big man has a bounce. Set sail for goal with a long kick. Owen at the back! Well, the Rocket is having a field day.
Yes, he's done very well. Big Darren Bennett holding Michael Martin out of the contest. He wants to play on Rod Owen, and he does that.
Can't do it.
The umpire had called time on, so Rod Owen will have to kick over his mark.
Now he can. Wants to bend it back. He has, I think. What a kick. What a day for Mr. Owen. Melbourne now saying, catch me if you can. 17-8 to 12-6.
Well, they've opened a bit of a gap here at the start of the 3rd term. Melbourne doing very well. 32-point advantage to Melbourne. Rod Owen kicking his 5th goal without any behinds. No blemishes there on Rod Owen's tally. A good performance by him across the half-forward line.
They look a little bit rattled, North Melbourne, Robbo. Little wonder. They've got nothing for their efforts so far in this 3rd term. Absolutely nothing. Scoreboard for them hasn't changed since half-time, and we've only got 8 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. So 17-11 Melbourne. They've kicked 2-4. This may be 3-4. Jackson. Lovely kick by Jackson's a goal. So Ricky Jackson kicks his second goal. Melbourne get their 18th, and the Demons 18-11. North Melbourne 12-6.
It's a big break now to Melbourne. Ricky Jackson finding space on that forward line. They've really worked hard around the centre of the ground. Dyson's been a good player in the centre. Todd Viney on the wing. The half-back line has been good. Brett Lovett has played an excellent game along with Glenn Lovett.
6.5 minutes left in the third term. Melbourne go forward again. Dyson read the ruck contest beautifully. Up towards full forward. Melbourne mark Cuthbertson. I'll tell you what, for his centimetres, this boy is a very promising type. Good hands.
Yeah, it's only 185 centimetres, but he moves around the forward line, which is very important. He's not a prop and cop player. He's a player who really moves, jumps into the ball, makes it difficult for the defenders.
He's kicked 4. Surely couldn't miss from there, and it's straight through the centre. So Cuthbertson has got 5. Rod Owen has got 5. And the next best, a Beveridge with 3, and for North Melbourne, German has 3.
Well, you cannot help but be impressed by Melbourne's team performance today. They've had tremendous spirit out of the centre of the ground. Kevin Dyson, who's been at Fitzroy and Carlton, as I mentioned earlier, winning that ball out of the centre of the ground, kicking directly to the goal face. And Cuthbertson took that great mark.
Robbo, I'm sorry, it did hit the post. This is Viney. So had I, mate. Viney's kick up towards Bennett. They've got a number of key players up there that can take the grab. Cuthbertson being another one. Jackson takes the hand pass, flicks around in towards goal. There's another one for the Demons. Jackson gets his third. 2 in this quarter.
So many options on that forward line, Sandy. Cuthbertson 5 goals, Jackson 3. Beveridge 3. The Rovers have done well. Ricky Jackson almost a permanent forward pocket. And Darren Bennett, the player we would have expected to kick a bag today, has only kicked 2.
So a throw in the right forward pocket. Spalding unable to take it cleanly. Oh, look at that tackling. It's fierce. The ball spills free to Spalding. Now he's bending this back. Oh, he's goal, and it's a beauty. What a goal. The Duke of Earl.
Well, it was an incredible goal there in the finish by Earl Spalding, because I'm sure Melbourne supporters have seen him deliberate over direct shots. But here's a chance for him to show his unbelievable ability. And this kick just kept on coming back and eventually sneaked through for Melbourne's 21st goal. Tough as old boots, Rod Owen.
Yep. He's added some spark and bite too to that Melbourne forward line. Spalding takes it out of the air, gives it to Dyson. Back again. Here's the kick by Spalding. Oh, the Duke has done it again.
He is an enigma, isn't he, Earl Spalding? He's kicked 2 goals.
Yes, and not a bad move by John Northey in that third quarter. He gave Spalding a rest. He was on the bench for quite some time in the third term. And John Northey gave Paul Bryce a run at centre-half forward. And a good move on a day where the temperature reached 28 degrees. So a few petrol tickets left there for Earl Spalding in the last term.
Tapped down by Bennett. Goes to Keogh. Keogh's kicked no one home for Melbourne. Oh, dropping a sitter back there is fairly. Melbourne will get a goal. Absolute certainty. Jackson into an open goal, and he kicks it for the Demons. Ricky Jackson has kicked 4. Melbourne 23-14. And if I sound a little disappointed, North 17-7. That was a shocking mistake by North.
Well, that's really rubbing salt into the wounds there, because on the first instance there wasn't a North Melbourne ruckman there to contest the boundary throw-in. That put pressure on Fairley. Well, really no pressure at all, because he should have taken that mark. And Ricky Jackson just running into the open goal.
Free kick going the way of Beveridge. 3 goals to Beveridge, 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Up towards Cuthbertson. Look at the use of the body. Is this another one to the young man? He's just about flattened the goal umpire. It is. 6 goals to Darren Cuthbertson, and Melbourne moved to 24-14, leading North Melbourne 17-7.
Well, that's one well done by the young fella in the forward line. Darren Cuthbertson got his opponent out of the way, played on quickly, and on the left boot kicked his 6th goal. But Melbourne have been completely dominant. Grinter coming off the ground has played a great game for Melbourne. A very disciplined game today by Grinter.
Kick wide, looking out there for Larkin. Good interception by Todd Viney, and he's going as fast now and as hard as he did in the early minutes. Todd Viney, kick off the ground by Bennett, back to Bennett from Cuthbertson, and Bennett goes for goal. That rubs salt into the wound. Bennett 3 goals. Look at the fans, and they're all Melbourne supporters, and they're all happy because their Demons have kicked 25-14, Melbourne 17-7.
Oh, real Pele stuff there by Darren Bennett. Using soccer tactics, Todd Viney beating 3 North Melbourne players out there, was able to block the hand pass, and look at this by Darren Bennett. Soccers it off the ground, the hand pass back from Cuthbertson, and Darren Bennett, who's been moved out to centre half forward, kicking that goal.
Jackson gathers it, kicks it across his body up towards full forward. It goes through, Melbourne outnumber again. Dyson goes to Lovell. Lovell shot for goal, it's another goal to Melbourne. And if that's a recording, well, it certainly sounds like it. And Shimmer, you've got some problems. What's that good difference there, Bernie? 61 points.
61, yes. A magnificent performance by the Demons. North Melbourne looked very unsure. Their ball handling has been uncertain. Sloppy hand passing of the ball let Melbourne in on many occasions. It's been a completely dedicated and committed Melbourne side.
First goal to Andy Lovell. Beautifully to centre wing. Stynes has his name all over it. Plays on quickly to Clark in the middle. That's good play. Clark steadies. Look at this. Beautiful play. A little bit of a Barney still going on behind play, but it doesn't matter. Cuthbertson setting sail for goal, is he? He's kicked another one. That's 7. And still they want to argue.
Yeah, they're not too happy with Jimmy Stynes there, Gallagher and Carey. I didn't think Jimmy Stynes was such a bad bloke, but they seem to be really keen to get stuck into him there. Cuthbertson 7 goals, now playing at full forward, leading into a wide open forward line. Plenty of space. North Melbourne, they've made so many skill errors. They've had plenty of the ball, but Melbourne, a very committed side.
That noise you can hear is for Carey as he leaves the ground. Michael Martin, a frustrated man.
If only the players realised that the umpire will never, ever change his mind.
That's what Jimmy Stynes was complaining about. No, Michael Martin, in fact, was complaining about Jimmy Stynes
Good
being
stats
over
for
his
a big
shoulder.
man, aren't they? Look at this. He's coming up for his 20th kick. And what is he? 199 centimetres. He'd love to cap it off with a goal. And he has right on the siren. A big victory to Melbourne, and Jim Stynes gets a much-deserved pat on the back. 28-14, that is a cricket score. 28-14, 182. North Melbourne, 17-10, 112.